Event 1. On an 8-minute running clock, you will complete 3 2-minute AMRAPs with a 1-minute rest between each one. In the first 2-minute AMRAP, one athlete will complete as many reps of cleans as they can, while the other athlete holds a kettlebell goblet hold. After that 2-minute AMRAP, you will rest for 1 minute. The second 2-minute AMRAP is max reps of a kettlebell sumo deadlift, while your partner holds a plate overhead. After that 2-minute AMRAP, you will rest for 1 minute. And then the third 2-minute AMRAP is max reps of single arm kettlebell shoulder to overhead, while your partner is doing a barbell deadlift hold. There will be 3 scores for this workout. The first score is the number of clean reps completed. The second score is the number of kettlebell sumo deadlift reps completed. And the third score is the number of kettlebell shoulder to overhead reps completed. The flow of this workout is as follows. This workout consists of 3 2-minute intervals. Your goal is to complete as many reps as possible. Each rep only counts if your other partner is in their static hold. If they break the hold, the athlete completing reps must also stop and may not start again until their partner is back in their static hold. The athletes may switch at any time. At 3, 2, 1, go, one athlete will pick up the kettlebell into a static standing goblet hold. Once they are in position, the other athlete will start doing cleans. Once the 2 minutes are up, they will rest for 1 minute. After the rest, one athlete will pick up the plate and put it overhead in a static hold. Once they are in position, the other athlete will start doing their deadlifts. Once the 2 minutes are done, they will rest again for a minute. After the 1 minute rest, one athlete will pick up the barbell in a static standing deadlift hold. Once they are in position, their partner will start the single arm kettlebell shoulder to overhead. Movement standards. The clean. The barbell will begin on the ground. A muscle clean, power clean, squat clean, or split clean may be used, as long as the barbell comes up to the shoulders, with the hips and knees fully extended, with the feet in line, and the elbows in front of the bar. Kettlebell goblet hold. The kettlebell will be held, bell up or horns up, with both hands, with some part of the kettlebell touching the chest. You must stay in a static pose. No swaying side to side, shifting weight, or walking around. Kettlebell sumo deadlift. The athlete will start standing with the kettlebell between their feet. This is a traditional sumo deadlift with the feet wide and the kettlebell touching the ground between the athlete's feet. Starting at the floor, the kettlebell is lifted until the hips and knees reach full extension with the shoulders in line with the body. The arms must be straight throughout. The kettlebell must touch the floor for the rep to count. Overhead plate hold. The plate will be brought overhead with arms locked out and hips and knees fully extended. You must stay in a static pose. No swaying side to side, shifting weight, or walking around. Single arm kettlebell shoulder to overhead. The athlete will begin by bringing the kettlebell up to their shoulder. The kettlebell must make contact with the top or back of the shoulder. You may strict press, or push jerk the kettlebell overhead. The rep is counted when the kettlebell is overhead, arm fully locked out, with hips and knees fully extended. You may use either arm, and you do not need to alternate arms. Barbell deadlift hold. The athlete will pick up the bar to fully standing, hips and knees fully extended, arms straight, hands outside of hips. Double overhand or mixed grip are allowed, but double underhand grip is not allowed. You must stay in a static pose, no swaying side to side, shifting weight, or walking around. Event 2. This workout has a 12-minute time cap. 45 alternating dumbbell snatch, 35 plate hop burpees, 25 air squats, 15 toes above hips or knees above hips, and 5 around the worlds. At the top of each minute, starting at 0, the team will perform 6 med ball pass sit-ups. Your score for this workout is the time to complete all reps. If your team goes to the 12-minute time cap, add 1 second for each rep not completed. Workout flow. This workout is you go, I go format. One athlete works while the other rests, except for the sit-ups. At 3, 2, 1, go, one athlete will pick up the med ball and both athletes will start doing the sit-ups. Once they have performed 6 sit-ups, one athlete will start doing the alternating single-arm dumbbell snatch. Once all 45 reps are completed, one athlete will start the plate hop burpees. Once all 35 plate hop burpees are completed, one athlete will begin the air squats. Once all 25 air squats are completed, they will move on to the toes above hips or knees above hips. Once all 15 reps are completed, they will move on to the around the worlds. Athletes may switch off at any time, and there is no minimum work requirement for any movement except for the sit-ups. At the top of every minute, the working athlete will stop what they are doing, and both athletes will complete 6 med ball pass sit-ups and then continue the workout where they left off. The workout ends when all work is completed or the clock hits 12 minutes. Movement standards. Med ball pass sit-ups. Both athletes begin sitting on the ground facing each other. Your feet may be touching, but you may not use them to anchor each other's feet down. Ab mats are allowed, but not required. One athlete will pick the med ball up, and both athletes will lie back for the sit-up. When they come up, they will pass the ball to the other athlete. Then they will do another sit-up, passing the ball back and forth with each sit-up. You may either keep the med ball at your chest or bring it overhead when you lay back. You may not toss the med ball to each other. Alternating dumbbell snatch. The dumbbell snatch will start with the dumbbell on the ground. The athletes must lift the dumbbell overhead in one motion. A clean and jerk is not allowed. The athlete must alternate arms after each repetition. Athletes must switch hands when the dumbbell is on the ground. The non-lifting hand or arm may not make contact with the legs or any other part of the body during the repetition. At the top, the athlete's arm, hips, and knees must be fully locked out with the dumbbell clearly over the middle of the athlete's body. The rep is credited once the athlete reaches lockout. Dropping the dumbbell will result in a no rep. Plate hop burpee. The burpee is standard, requiring the athlete to touch the chest and thighs to the floor, push up, draw feet back together, and at the top, the athlete must 2-foot jump enough so some part of both feet at the same time are on top of the plate. Yes, the top edge of the plate is fine. The athlete does not have to stand fully upright. Once the feet have been drawn back together after the chest was on the ground, a little hop onto the plate is all that's required. Reps are counted when both feet, at the same time, tap the top of the plate. Athletes will be no-repped for not touching their chest and thighs to the floor and not touching the top of the plate with both feet at the same time. Air squat. Athlete starts fully upright with knees and hips fully extended. The athlete will then lower their hip crease to below the top of the knee and then stands back up to another fully upright position for each rep. Toes above hips. The first rep must begin with the athlete in a full hang with the feet not touching anything, the hips fully open, and the heels behind the vertical plane of the bar. From there, and for each successive rep, the toes of both feet must rise above the hip crease. The hips must be fully open at the bottom with the heels behind the vertical plane of the bar, and no part of the feet may touch the ground or any object. An overhand, underhand, or mixed grip are all permitted. Knees above hips. The first rep must begin with the athlete in a full hang with the feet not touching anything, the hips fully open, and the heels behind the vertical plane of the bar. From there, and for each successive rep, both knees must rise above the hip crease. The hips must be fully open at the bottom with the heels behind the vertical plane of the bar and no part of the feet touching the ground or any object. An overhand, underhand, or mixed grip are permitted. Around the worlds, there will be a piece of tape placed on the floor perpendicular to the box. The athlete will start with one hand on each side of the tape and either their toes for all divisions or knees allowed for novice and masters on the top of the box. The athlete will then walk their hands around the box until they return to having one hand on each side of the tape. One full rotation around the box equals 1 rep. Event 3. This is a 10-minute AMRAP. One partner will always row, while the other partner completes one full round of 4 devil's press, 6 dumbbell box overs, and 8 dumbbell alternating reverse lunges. This workout will have 2 scores. 1 will be the total number of calories rowed, and 2 will be the number of reps completed in 10 minutes. Workout flow. One athlete will begin seated on the rower, feet strapped in, hands not touching the handle. The other athlete will be ready to perform 1 round of the AMRAP. At 3, 2, 1, go, athlete A will begin rowing, while athlete B completes 1 round of the AMRAP. Once they complete a full round, the athletes will switch places and athlete B will now row while athlete A completes 1 round of the AMRAP. They will continue to alternate full rounds for 10 minutes. Movement standards. The row. Athletes' feet must be strapped in. The damper can be set to whatever their choice is. The handle will be in the cradle, and the hands may not touch the handle until 3, 2, 1, go. Devil's press. 2 dumbbells will be on the ground. From a standing position, the athlete will begin a burpee by bending and gripping the dumbbell handles without any other part of the body touching the ground other than the feet. The athlete may walk their feet back or jump them back until the thighs and chest are flat on the ground. The athlete then pushes up from the floor and either walks their feet back or jumps them back towards their hands, still gripping the dumbbells. The athlete must move the dumbbells to an overhead position. They may do this with the dumbbells either inside or outside of the feet in one continuous movement, ending with the hips, knees, and elbows fully extended and both dumbbells directly over the middle of the body. A clean and jerk is not allowed. The athlete will then control the descent of the dumbbells back to the floor to begin the next rep. Box overs. Athletes will start by standing with 2 feet on the floor and 1 dumbbell in each hand. The athlete will step up to get both feet on top of the box. Both feet must be on top of the box before stepping down on the opposite side. Athletes do not need to stand up completely while on top of the box. They may face any direction while mounting and dismounting. No part of the dumbbells or the athlete's body other than the bottom of the feet may touch the box to assist in any part of the movement or to catch balance. The athlete may not use their hands on their legs or knees to assist with the box over. The dismount must be done on the opposite side of the box. Alternating reverse lunges. The athlete will begin by standing tall with 1 dumbbell in each hand. The athlete will then begin by stepping backward and touching their back knee to the ground, and then return back to a standing position with feet back in line and hips and knees fully extended. The athlete's hands and arms cannot assist in any way to help get out of the lunge. Event 4. On an 8-minute running clock, you will do max rep synchro thrusters in 4 30-second rounds with a 90-second rest between each round. The athlete may choose their own weight. The score for this workout is load times total reps of all 4 rounds combined for each athlete. Workout flow. From go until 1:30, you have the opportunity to load the bar, add safety clips, warm up, and prep for the first 30-second call out. From 1.5 to 2 minutes, You'll do max synchro thruster reps. You will then rest for the next minute and a half, keeping the load the same on both bars, and then another 30-second of max synchro thruster reps, and you will repeat this for a total of 4 times. Once the final load has been chosen in this 1.5 minute prep period, it cannot be changed and must be used for all 4 rounds. Movement standards. The thruster. This is a standard barbell thruster in which the barbell moves from the bottom of a front squat to full lockout overhead. The bar will start on the ground. The hip crease must clearly pass below the top of the knee in the bottom position. A full squat clean into the thruster is allowed when the bar is taken from the floor. If the barbell is dropped from overhead, it must settle on the ground before the athlete picks it up for the next repetition. Dropping a bar from overhead will result in a no rep. Using a ball or a box or another object to check for proper depth is not allowed. The barbell must come to a complete full lockout overhead with hips and knees and arms fully extended and the bar directly over the body. Synchro will count at the bottom of the thruster and at the top locked out position.